these MP7 style blasters, based on the HK MP7, are becoming really popular. We see them all over Amazon now, lots of different color variations. I think I have, a handful of them already, and I know there's some more coming. And I've shown some different custom work I've done to them. They're a good blaster, about 175 FPS, which is pretty nice right out of the box. There might be some performance things you could do to push it up towards 200, but I figure that if these stay under 200, then I can certainly include these in some future giveaways too. So that's a cool option. And like I said, I have some other custom ones that I've shown, and who knows when those will show up as prizes. So make sure you're always paying attention and make sure you're subscribed. But anyway, this was one where this was technically a VDD Toys MP7. But in all honesty, all the ones on Amazon thus far have all been the same, just different colors and different accessories. So they're all basically the same blaster, probably coming out of the same factory. And they look like they're all copies of the Bang Fang blaster that was around before that, okay? Here, what I did is I've already put a threaded tip on it. And again, that's just a 3D printed thing. That's not too hard of a mod. You do have to do some cutting on that faceplate to make it fit in there good. But that's a nice option, right? Because then you can use a tracer on it, then you can use different threaded tips. But I wanted to put a buffer tube on it because I saw one on Cults 3D. There was a file that you could buy. However, it was made for a specific airsoft MP7, and after looking at it, I could tell that it wasn't going to work. And occasionally I've bought STL files, but 99% of the ones I show you guys are the things I've printed. They're free, or they're free ones that I've been able to kind of modify somewhat. So I'm okay at modifying STL files, but I'm not good at modeling new files and creating my own files. People act like it's super easy. I'm pretty good with software and technology, and to me, using mesh mixers not super easy. But using a slicer program and using, and resizing things and cutting things in that I can handle. So there was a piece that was made for an airsoft MP7 that was the right, dimensions essentially for this. So I used that piece. I had to cut it, but that's what this base piece is. And then I used a different buffer tube piece that I had from something else to add on there and added a little stability by giving it a base. Now, I thought I was going to be able to do this really slick and recess a rivet nut into the MP7 so that you could just take a bolt and screw this on. And then if you take this off, then all you'd have is that little rivet nut hole, which looks nice. It's threaded metal piece. It would just, be recessed in there and look great. However, after I started this, I went and I looked in here, and the gearbox actually goes like back to touching this. So obviously I don't have any room to recess anything in there because we can't cut into the gearbox without messing up the blaster. So instead, what I did is these metal rails that are there for that telescoping stock that it comes with, they stick out slightly. There was a spot for them I could make to fit into this base. And then I also took a bolt and I glued it basically to the back of the MP7 here. Now, I'm not 100% sure how stable this is, so that's why I haven't painted this out yet. Just thought I was waiting on it to give it a little more time and just to see if I think it's going to remain stable the way I've done it. So that's what I am showing you here. I'm just going to show you how there is so there's a bolt in there. So there's a bolt that's basically, it's just glued and plastic welded to the back here. Underneath that, there's a recessed portion in this base plate. That was another reason for adding this piece to the threaded piece, so that there's more stability. So there you can see. So in theory, if this holds well, which it does seem to be, I gave it overnight and it does seem to be really, it seems to be sturdy, which is good. I'll go ahead and I'll unscrew that. We'll paint that out, and then it'll be a nice little buffer tube attachment, which is just going to give you options to do a lot of different cool things with your MP7. And I've seen a lot of kits on the different 3D sites of basically turning this into a big blaster, barrel extensions and that kind of thing. But I just thought this was a nice option to add a stock. So if this works out good and this stays on there nicely, then this will probably be something I will offer in a future giveaway package as well, an MP7 that has a buffer tube, a threaded buffer tube attachment so that you can do lots of different stocks on it, which I think is cool. All right, so comments or questions, let me know what you guys think about it. Of course, please like. Always make sure you smash that subscribe button. I'm going to try to incorporate that as much as I can because it is really cheesy to say. And thanks for the support. Make sure you participate in those monthly giveaways.